Andy and Joan spent 16 years working with home interiors and gifts during a time that Mary Crowley influenced them on the philosophy that really is the foundation that we know in Premier Designs. You know, Andy learned so much from Mary Crowley. God didn't make time to make a nobody. Everyone has a sign around their neck that says, "Make me feel important." Mary Crowley taught Andy and Joan that the value of putting people over profits, and it wasn't about the product, and it wasn't about the show, and it wasn't about all the circumstances, it wasn't about the business, it was about people. And that the rallies that Home Interiors and Gifts instituted, that Andy was a big part of planning for them, was the place where that connection took place. Well, that heritage came into Premier Designs. So from the beginning, Andy and Joan have made certain that we've always had a time every year where we could connect. In fact, it's interesting, when Andy and Joan were planning our very first rallies, he mentions in his book, By Chance or By Design, that when we started Premier, Joan and I did most of the rally production and media work ourselves. We enjoyed it. She worked on decorations, I wrote the openings, prepared the audio visuals, designed the staging. Together we lined up the programming, etc., etc. He says, but when our rallies reached more than 1,000 people, we spent all of our time preparing for the rally. And then he says, we missed something. Joan and I continued to pour way too much time and energy into tending to the details of rally production when we needed to be concentrating on connecting with our people and communicating Premier Design's message. And then Andy says, I want my words to be recorded in your heart and played over and over. And here's what Andy wants to be recorded in our hearts. Premier Designs is not about selling. It's about serving and sharing. It's not about product and profit. It's about people. Mary Crowley taught me that when you build the people, they will build the business. I think it's appropriate that our national rally theme for this year is Connect. It is important that you participate in this year's national rally because we're going to connect. You need to come, yes, to see the new jewelry. Yes, you need to come to get great training. Yes, you need to come to be recognized for your accomplishments. Yes, we need to come and just have a great time and learn from Christy Wright and hear from Tim about what Premier's been involved in and have a great patriotic program and have a dance party with Limelight on Friday night. I mean, there are so many elements that in and of themselves, they would be worth every penny you spend to be at rally. But ultimately, you have to be there because that's where you're going to connect. And that's going to take place July 19th to the 21st.